Hey everyone, good evening across Central Oregon. Today we've already had a huge shift in the weather pattern, but it has been cool, it has been breezy, and after some early snow showers, we started off with some slick roads, but look at this, across Central Oregon, more sunshine than cloud cover until you look over towards the Cascades. Now, we are still not quite done with this active weather pattern, but even more clearing is expected tonight, and then by tomorrow, the next warming trend begins. So let's go ahead and just focus on what's been happening. First off, when it comes to the winter storm impact, we have limited impacts through the Cascades for the next 3 days. That includes the rest of tonight. And so a little bit more snow is going to be possible, but look at this. This was the video from the Bachelor Snow Stake at about 3:10 p.m. and it shows 10 inches of snow. In fact, when we look back, here's what we saw in the last 24 hours or so, between 7 and 11 inches of snow. These numbers were all as of 3 p.m. Nothing new has really fallen, and those numbers haven't changed at all. Now, Friday's powder prognosis shows through the overnight hours, we could be looking at a little bit more snow shower activity, just not a lot less than an inch. And then by tomorrow, a bluebird day. Gorgeous conditions. Now, when we just look at some of the cameras at Hoodoo and Bachelor, we're going to look at both of them, we do see some powder on the ground. Now remember, at Hoodoo there is 12 inches on the ground and looks like a winter wonderland up there. At Bachelor, much the same. We do have... where are my Bachelor cameras? Yeah, there they are. We do have that 10 plus inches on the ground, making it look like gorgeous conditions. And at Bachelor is actually starting to clear out right now. Now, when it comes to the passes, those travel conditions, roads do not look as bad as they did even earlier this morning. The sun came out and that helped to melt a little bit of that snow that was still left on the road. And even in our lower elevations, where we did start the day off with some snow on the road, that melted out quickly, like shortly after sunrise, as that sun started to shine, even with temperatures that were still pretty chilly. And it looks like pretty good driving conditions right now. Tonight we continue to clear out. By tomorrow, plenty of sunshine and a big warming trend. Just Friday alone, we're going from 20s to start through the 50s into the 60s. Then by the time we get to this Easter weekend, 70s are expected for highs. So with satellite and radar, with satellite imagery, you're looking at a blend of visible and infrared satellite imagery, and radar's on there as well. Most of the precipitation we're seeing is further off to our east, just a few sprinkles in the highest elevations, and that ridge of high pressure starting to build into the region. You can actually still see the circulation of the low pressure system that's working its way off to the east. And here through the next couple of days, this high pressure is going to build into the region. And under high pressure, we're looking at the 3 S's: sunshine, subsidence, and stability. Even with a couple more weak systems coming this way, none of them are really going to change up our weather pattern. And so with that subsidence and stability, a lot of dry air is going to be moving into the region as well. So that is something we're going to be tracking. Meanwhile, through the rest of this evening and tonight, we continue to clear out. By tomorrow, under sunshine, the warm-up really takes shape, and winds stay at mostly just a light breeze. Now, by this weekend, it could get a little breezy at times. Overall, it's not going to be bad at all. And already, we're starting to feel that drier air over Central Oregon. Still moderate relative humidity values at the moment, but look at this. High temperatures today ranging through the 40s and 50s. Some spots struggled to get out of the 30s, but most of us at least got into the 40s. And there were only a few spots that really topped out in the 50s. Bend was one of them. Bend and Madras still at 50 degrees, and Warm Springs at 55. Now tonight, it's getting even colder, even quicker, especially as those winds start to taper off, and temperatures are running close to where they were about 24 hours ago. So for tonight, we're talking 20s with a few teens. By tomorrow, that warm-up begins quickly, and temperatures soar right into the 60s and above average for this time of the year. But that is not it. We continue to warm up because this high pressure is only going to expand even more. So Friday, we're talking 60s with a few 50s. By Saturday, 70s and a few 60s. That light breeze is going to continue, and this high pressure becomes the dominant feature driving our weather pattern through Easter Sunday as well. Now, by Sunday p.m., Easter Sunday p.m., some clouds are going to be possible, but still 70s. So the only precipitation we're looking at here through the next couple of days is what's happening through the rest of this evening. A little bit of cascade snow. Then temperatures ramp up. We're well into the 70s and running well above average for this time of the year. The average high is 58 degrees, and we're looking at 15 plus degrees warmer than that through Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And so our forecast model shows why this is pretty much happening. We already looked at one of them that showed that ridge of high pressure, but look at this. Tonight, that little bit of clearing, the few clouds that are out there, thin out completely. High pressure sets up, we keep that sunshine through Saturday, through Sunday, and notice even with a few light clouds, none of them are even coming close to bringing any precipitation until Monday. Monday, some PM showers are going to be possible, but we have to go to a long-range forecast model to look at that, so I'm going to catch the GFS up with us. There we go. So Sunday, by the time we get to Monday, a few PM showers are going to be possible. By Tuesday, in and out cover. By Wednesday, maybe some showers, but each one of those chances of rain in our 7-day planner, it's stretching to say that we're going to get some rain through the area. So between now and 11 p.m. Saturday, we're just looking at a little bit of precipitation in the Cascades right now. And then by next week, that's when we could see some light showers both Monday and Wednesday, in and out clouds between them. But look at this. Right now, it is gusty. Those winds are ranging between 15 and 30 miles per hour across the high desert. Those are just gusts. Actual wind speeds are more like 10 to 20 miles per hour. And that is in the breezy range. Now, it has been gusty at times. And tonight, as the sun sets, we start to calm down. Then we get back down to a gentle breeze, and that light breeze stays with us through Friday, through Saturday. Nothing really eye-catching there when it comes to wind speeds after we calm down tonight. Right now, it is gusty for many of us at times. So for tonight, we're talking 20s and a few teens. By Friday, temperatures topping out in the 60s with some 50s on the map under tons of sunshine. Then we warm right into the 70s all the way through this Easter weekend. By next week, a couple chances of some showers, winds getting breezy at times, and temperatures starting to come back down, coming closer to average for this time of the year by the time we get to the end of the 7-day planner. So enjoy. This big warming trend is happening right in time for Easter weekend. And so tonight, when it comes to our headlines, clearing and colder. Remember, 20s with a few teens. By tomorrow, the high pressure really sets up. Plenty of sunshine is on the way. And through this Easter weekend, we warm through the 60s, topping out in the 70s. And as of right now, not much at all in the way of precipitation. Looking at the rest of the state, much the same. Some sprinkles on the other side of the Cascades. Most of our precipitation is well off to the west. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. Well, the latest headlines and your most reliable forecasts. See you then.